Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My first topic is, as you watch the screen, there's some pictures of what's going on behind. Several weeks ago, I told you all about we had an order from the DNR to do some modifications to the levees behind Cajun Paradise, and we made an agreement with the Corps to do some improvements that they recommended, and that recommendation was to install five, was it 36-inch culverts, Sam's? 24-inch culverts with control gates to control the flow of the water in and out of the, so the water can move in and out of the wetlands area. As of today, we installed 3 of the 5 culverts, and hopefully by tomorrow we'll have the 2 installed, and hopefully that will stop our fine with DNR, so we can move forward. Once these culverts are installed, we will go and apply for after the fact permit, because there was never a permit when they originally built the levee. So once we get these structures in, we will go ahead and file after the fact permit. There will be some mitigations that we would have to do with DNR, and so it's still going to be an ongoing process. As you can see, this is all done on a small buggy with a excavator along this levee. The guy holding us the gates that we're gonna have to control when storm events occur. We have to have a guy go out there and manually open and close these gates. Okay, thank you, Renee. Shelley and I attended the River Region Environmental program. It was held in Garyville. What that's all about is that each St. Charles, St. James, and St. John parish has monitoring devices in each of its parishes, and it's monitored by this River Region Environmental Society. And the reports in St. Charles Parish is that our industry met all the standards required by the DEPA. We had several councilmen attended the after action review meeting in our EOC to discuss what we did right and what we did wrong. And Ike, there were several recommendations that were made, that some of the things that we can improve, and we hope we don't never have another hurricane, but we hope that next time we have it, we'll be a little more efficient. Mr. Walker and Mr. Dwayne Forey, we visited St. Mary's Parish. They have an outstanding horseshoe facility down there. As we're getting older, a lot of us can't play volleyball and baseball, run like we used to, so we're looking at installing some horseshoe facilities, and maybe come up with a little little tournaments. They have some nice facilities out there, and they have like 26 pits, throwing pits, and by every other pit they got like a little nice barbecue pit, and each industry in the parish sponsored a certain pit. So that's the procedure we're going to try to look forward to implementing. So hopefully within the next 3 or 4 months you'll see some nice horseshoe throwing pits out there. And I'd like to challenge each one of you guys to step up to the plate and challenge me throwing horseshoes. The parish has received a grant award of $1,000 from the Humane Society of the United States to help fund animal control shelters. Originally, Angie applied for this grant to purchase animal carriers, but since we have enough animal carriers, we're going to use this $1,000 toward buying a trailer, so when we got to evacuate, it'll be all in place. We won't have to food all these cages. Today we met with Mark McElroy with Wildlife and Fishery regarding boat launches in Desalmon and Luling by the Davis Diversion. One of our plans was shot down pretty hurriedly, as we have a Wale Borough Fund launch underneath Bayou Gauche, and the closest you can have another launch to it is within 5 miles. So in Desalmon, I'm sorry, and the closest you can have another launch to it is 5 miles away. So if you know any areas along Desalmon and Bayou Gauche we can construct a boat launch, we sure like to, for you to come forward so we can explore those options. On November 5th, from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, the St. Rose Community Center will offer flu shots to residents who have medical-only health care insurance free of charge. for all the other residents with benefits would like to get a flu shot, they would be required to pay $25. Later on in the meeting, we're going to ask you to approve a contract for GCR and Bert Kleinpeter. They're the two people that we're hoping that can help us eventually get this permit to do the hurricane protection levy. So I'd ask for your support when that comes up. Marcus, finally, by Thursday, the Spillway Road will be completed, and we will officially open it up Monday morning as the contractor recommended. We allow some drying time for the asphalt to get cured, so I'm sure the residents of Norco and Muntz would be glad to get that road reopened. You know, several months ago, we was excited about winning the state best tasting water contest in the state. Well, it's now my pleasure to announce that St. Charles Parish Department of Waterworks District Number 1, which represents the state of Louisiana in a water tasting contest conducted by the Southwest section of the American Waterworks Society in Tulsa, Oklahoma, has been chosen as the best tasting water. The Southwest section of AWWA consisting of members of the states of Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. The contest was judged on the water clarity, taste, odor, and finish, which relates to aftertaste. St. Charles Parish won over samples from Center Grove, Arkansas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Beaver Creek, Arkansas, Shreveport, Louisiana, which represent the respective states or conferences, previously current and future host cities. St. Charles will now have the honor of competing in the ACE Best of the Best Water Taste Test in America's Waterworks Association Annual Conference in June of 2009. The AWWA is the largest organization of water supply professionals in the world. It presents more than 59,000 members, 4,700 utilities supplying water through roughly 180 million people in North America. All interest in the water tasting contest must incur no state and federal drinking water violations during the previous calendar year. St. Charles Parish is eagerly awaiting the chance to compete with the 43 other AWWA section winners from North America, representing sections located in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. We are honored to compete and hope to bring this award back to St. Charles Parish. But win or lose, the employees of the Waterworks Department will continue to provide the citizens of St. Charles with great tasting water that is safe and that meets all water regulations. And I want to congratulate Robbie and his department for an outstanding job. And I told him if we win the national award that St. Charles Parish will bottle water and we will go public and sell it. Okay, on Friday, October 24th and Saturday, October 25th, AmeriCorps volunteers along with volunteers from local industry will be building boardwalks to help complete the nature trail at the Wetland Watchers Park. Work will start around 9 a.m. and continue throughout the day. Anyone wishing to volunteer or can help find the Wetland Watchers Park at the north end of the lower guide levee at the Bonnie Carriage Spillway. On Saturday, October 25th, from 2 to 4, there will be a celebration of National Make a Difference Day at the Wetland Watchers Park. There will be food and entertainment, and Amanda Shaw will put on a little concert for us out there. So it'll be a great time to come out and visit this Wetland Watchers Park. This is going to be a great facility out on the north end of the spillway. We have pavilions projected to be built in there. Dow's going to build a classroom to teach the kids more about the nature and wetlands, and we're excited about this park. And that, Mr. President, concludes my report.